You asked me to read to you today, so I went around and got myself my favorite book. It's RUMI, translated by Coleman Parks. This is The Essential RUMI. It's a compilation. He's a mystic. He's one of the grand mystics who really know about love. And his words have comforted me before. I hope it does to you. Let's start. Part 1. The Tavern. Whatever brought me here will have to take me home. On the tavern. In the tavern are many wines. The wine of delight in color and form and taste. The wine of the intellect's agility. The fine port of stories. And the cabernet of soul singing. Being human means entering this place where entrancing varieties of desire are served. The grape skin of ego breaks and a pouring begins. Fermentation is one of the oldest symbols of human transformation. When grapes combine their juice and are closed up together for a time in a dark place, the results are spectacular. This is what lets two drunks meet so that they don't know who is who. Pronouns no longer apply in the tavern's mid-world of excited confusion and half-articulated wantings. But after some time in the tavern, a point comes, a memory of elsewhere, a longing for the source, and the drunks must set off from the tavern and begin their return. The Quran says, we are all returning. The tavern is a kind of glorious hell that human beings enjoy and suffer, and then push off from in their search for truth. The tavern is a dangerous region, where sometimes disguises are necessary. But never hide your heart, Rumi urges. Keep open there. A breaking apart, a crying out into the street begins in the tavern, and the human soul turns to find its way home. It's 4 a.m. Nasruddin leaves the tavern and walks the town aimlessly. A policeman stops him. Why are you out wandering the streets in the middle of the night? Sir, replies Nasruddin, if I knew the answer to that question, I would have been home hours ago. Who says words with my mouth? All day I think about it. Then at night I say it. Where did I come from? And what am I supposed to be doing? I have no idea. My soul is from elsewhere, I'm sure of that. And I intend to end up there. This drunkenness began in some other tavern. When I get back around to that place, I'll be completely sober. Meanwhile, I'm like a bird from another continent, sitting in this aviary. The day is coming when I fly off. But who is now in my ear who hears my voice? Who says words with my mouth? Who looks out with my eyes? What is the soul? I cannot stop asking. If I could taste one sip of an answer, I could break out of this prison for drunks. I didn't come here of my own accord, and I can't leave that way. Whoever brought me here will have to take me home. This poetry, I never know what I'm going to say. I don't plan it. When I'm the outside of saying of it, I get very quiet and rarely speak at all. You have a huge barrel of wine, but no cups. That's fine with us. Every morning we glow, and in the evening we glow again. They say there's no future for us. They're right, but just fine with us. A community of the spirit. There's a community of the spirit. Join it. Feel the delight of walking in the noisy street and being the noise. Drink all your passion and be a disgrace. Close both eyes and see with the other eye. Open your hands if you want to be held. Sit down in a circle. Quit acting like a wolf and feel the shepherd's love filling you. At night your beloved wanders. Don't accept consolations. Close your mouth against food. Taste the lover's mouth in yours. You moan. She left me. He left me. 20 more will come. Be empty of worrying. Think of who created thought. Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? Move outside the tangle of your thinking. Live in silence. Flow down and down in always widening rings of being. There's a strange frenzy in my head of birds flying, each particle circulating on its own is the one I love everywhere. Drunks fear the police, but the police are drunk too. People in this town love them both like different chess pieces. A children's game. Listen to the poet Sanai, who lived secluded. Don't wander out on the road in your ecstasy. Sleep in the tavern. When a drunk strays out to the street, children make fun of him. He falls down in the mud. He takes any and every road. The children follow, not knowing the taste of wine or how his drunkenness feels. All people on the planet are children, except for a very few. No one is grow up, except those free of desire. God said the world is a play, children's game, and you are the children. God speaks the truth. If you haven't left the child's play, how can you be an adult? Without purity of spirit, if you're still in the middle of lust and greed and other wantings, you're like children playing at sexual intercourse. They wrestle and rub together, but it's not sex. The same with the fightings of mankind. This squabble with play swords, no purpose, totally futile. Like kids on hobby horses, soldiers claim to be riding Burak, Muhammad's night horse, or Duldul, his mule. Your actions mean nothing. The sex and war that you do. You're holding part of your pants and prancing around, dun da dun dun da dun. Don't wait till you die to see this. Recognize that your imagination and your thinking and your sense perception are reed canes that children cut and pretend are horses. The knowing of mystic lovers is different. The empirical, sensory, sciences are like a donkey loaded with books, or like the makeup, women's makeup. It washes off. But if you lift the baggage rightly, it will give joy. Don't carry your knowledge load for some selfish reason. Deny your desires and willfulness, and a real mount may appear under you. Don't be satisfied with the name of who with just words about it. Experience that breathing. From books and words come fantasy, and sometimes from fantasy comes union. God, inner and outer. No moon, no ground or sky. Don't hand me another glass of wine. Pour it in my mouth. I've lost the way to my mouth. The wine we really drink is our own blood. Our bodies ferment in these barrels. We give everything for a glass of this. We give our minds for a sip. Breathe deeply. The many wines. God has given us a dark wine, so potent that drinking it will leave the two worlds. God has put into the form of hashish a power to deliver the taster from self-consciousness. God has made sleep so that it erases every thought. God made Majnun love Lila so much that just her dog would cause confusion in him. There are thousands of wines that can take over our minds. Don't think ecstasies are the same. All ecstasies aren't the same. Jesus was lost in his love for God. This donkey was drunk with barley. Drink from the presence of saints, not from those other jars. Every object, every being is a jar full of delight. Be a connoisseur and taste with caution. Any wine will get you high. Judge like a king and choose the purest. The ones unadulterated with fear or some urgency about what's needed. Drink the wine that moves you, as the camel moves when it's been untied and is just ambling about.